Oh, we're back.
We're back, and it is, como se dice, Friday. That's right, it's Friday.
For one day.
It's the day we like to get
weird.
But anyway, guys, I'm having a pretty hard time.
I'm having a pretty hard time out here because of the fact of is that one of the news and opinion sites I go to as a source for this channel, it's having a real problem. This site is called redtube.com. And I was trying to view the article, and I was trying to view some of the opinion pieces on this website. I got this very harrowing message. Dear user, as you may know, your elected officials in Texas are requiring us to verify your age before allowing you to access our website, because you might be a
adult baby.
As we've seen in other states, such bills have failed to protect minors. You know, then they say age verification should be done through the device. You know, so people don't have to upload what, like a picture of their birth certificate? I don't know. But this is my favorite part of this little RedTube message here. Unfortunately, the Texas law for age verification is ineffective, haphazard, and dangerous. Not only will it not actually protect children, but it will inevitably reduce content creators' ability to post and distribute legal adult content, and directly impact their ability to share the artistic message they want to convey with it. These kind of videos are artistic messages, which is why I call them pieces. Oh, I watched a very interesting piece today. Yeah, I watched a very interesting piece today about a stepmother. It's fascinating. You know, this kind of crap. Okay, this is a funny part about this Texas adult website law that I did not know about. The law requires not only age verification through government ID, but for all adult sites to display in large font a message claiming to be from the Texas Health and Human Services about pseudoscientific dangers of porn, dangers of content. The health department claimed it has nothing to do with this law or the message it forces sites to display. Oh, great. Seems legit. You know, but I do
praise God
that they're dealing with the big issues, you know, banning tip tac, making people upload a picture of their driver's license to look at this.
Thank God and praise God.
Joe Rogan Podcast.
That's an old Joe, night old day Joe.
Boom, 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 boom.
Oh, there's a new Joe show out. I love the Joe show. I learn a lot from it. Here's an example of one of the things I learned from Joe's show.
Generally speaking, Chinese people look Chinese.
And now I know. But he's got this guest on. How many views on this goddamn thing? 321,000 views in 14 hours. Whoa.
Wow.
Make pee-pee.
This guy, James Lindsay. Oh, hell yeah. I find this guy to be a deeply
weird
guy. Okay, enough with the drops, man.
This stuff they're pushing on the kids opens the gates to hell.
Whoa.
Of course, this is why I'm in trouble, because I started saying OK Groomer. You know, I got kicked off Twitter for OK Groomer for like 5 months till Elon brought me back. Well, there's a paper that they wrote. Everything I do is I read their stuff, then I said something, and people were like, that can't be real. Turns out it is.
Whoa, okay.
And so this paper is the Drag Queen Story Hour paper. It's called Drag Pedagogy. It's free access. You can go look it up. The title is Drag Pedagogy. Read it for yourself.
Never heard of it.
It's written by a drag queen named Lil Miss Hot Mess.
Never heard of her.
And a trans educator named Harper Keenan. It came out in Curriculum Inquiry, which is a serious academic journal in curriculum for schools.
Yeah,
then it
JB,
goes on to say that the family in Family Friendly actually refers to a queer code for the queer family you meet on the street. Their words. I'm not exaggerating.
The queer community.
You abandon your real family for a queer family.
Oh my God.
The last sentence in the paper says that they're going to leave a trail of glitter that will never come out of the carpet.
Okay.
You know I'm funny and I could make stuff up. I didn't make this up.
Okay.
I'm like, wow. So these guys are like, you can't say OK Groomer. And I'm like, what word do I use for that? And I've yet to have somebody tell me what word is better. Of course, that's the word for that. Alternate mode of kinship.
The Joe Show, home of the
adult baby.
Yeah, I like this move from this frankly a bit odd guy. Yeah, I like this move from this guy. You know, he's like, I found this nefarious academic paper. It's filled with trash. You know, if you don't believe me, go read the paper. It's publicly available. You'll see how
weird
it is. And of the 325,000 people who watch this in 15 hours, how many are going to actually read a very long, you know, with our attention spans? Oh, he mentioned that paper. I got to go read that paper. So yeah, of the hundreds of thousands of people who watch this, and by the time I upload this, probably in the millions, I would say probably about one will actually read this whole paper. One very cool guy who's got a lot going on. So this super cool guy read this whole thing. And it's kind of like so inoffensive and obvious to the point of, my apologies, being kind of boring. You'll see that it basically, it can be summed up in maybe like 2 points. The first point is that like when young people are growing up, they're presented with a, quote unquote, normal way of life. This is the normal way of life. And what they say is, you know what? Not all kids are going to fit that version of normal. Not all people are going to fit that version of normal. So it's important to expose them to all kinds of stuff to say, hey, if you don't fit into this, that's okay. There's people out there like you. That's it. The other point, the other painfully obvious point that you would have to be
Weird.
to not understand is a lot of, people who became drag queens, gay people, when they were young and they were going to school or whatever, people were mean to them. And, if young people in that situation see somebody who's an adult, who's having a good time, who's living their life the way they want to, it's going to make them feel better. That's it. That's pretty much what the essay is about.
So for them, though, let's try to steel man this.
Go for it, Joe.
Imagine if you're a gay person and you were picked on in school. You always felt out of place.
Yeah, weird. Joe didn't even read the article, and he gets it better than this guy.
There was no one that was there that you could turn to that could say, hey, it's okay, you're just gay, and, these kids are cruel, but the reality is there's a beautiful gay community that will accept you.
Yeah.
So exactly
and to
what
tell
it says.
other kids, hey, this is just how this kid is born, and this is...
So that's not what they're doing it for.
Okay.
That's not the purpose. So there must be another purpose. And what's the other purpose? I think it's a cult initiation ritual. I think the point of the drag queen is to get the kids, exactly what they say in the paper, start asking questions. Why is that man dressed as a woman? Do we always have to follow rules? Can we do whatever we want? Isn't this more fun? And they start asking the questions and having the conversation, and then the kids who show interest end up going off into the club after school where they get affirmed, and I think that's where the cult initiation's going on.
I don't know. This is kind of what's sort of charming about Joe, is if you have kind of like an academic veneer to you, Joe will just say, this is the smartest person I've ever seen. But that's kind of what this guy does. He's almost like like that movie The Fly, where Jeff Goldblum, what does he do? Makes out with a fly or something? I can't remember it. Jeff Goldblum goes into the cloning machine, and there's a fly in there, and he becomes a fly. But it's like, this guy is like if you cloned Dr. Jordan Peterson, but there was but somebody was eating a sandwich, and they dropped a piece of cheese in the cloning device.
Sorry, no offense to this guy.
But that's a real interesting approach. It's like, I'm going to dig up some obscure academic papers and then present those papers in the most bad faith. I know none of the people I tell to go read it are going to read it.
He's saying that Boeing could be construed, let's suggest, as though it's deliberately committing suicide as an organization. It's cutting corners. It's locked in by this ESG, DEI stuff. That's it. The easy question is, why is DEI? Because ESG. It's the S in ESG. Okay. But little do most Americans realize, in addition to scaring the hell out of people and getting people to fly less, China just released a new jet like 2 years ago called the,
generally speaking,
C919 that is a direct competitor to the Boeing 737.
Okay.
So maybe you kill Boeing and you allow American manufacturing of high-quality aircraft to fall, and then the Chinese competitor is now the thing on the market that doesn't have this bad rap sheet and this risk factor. Maybe it's big, dirty international business.
That seems like such a hat you're wearing.
I
made
know.
of tinfoil.
Yeah, I don't know. If you go on the Joe show and you say something and Joe's like, that sounds stupid, yeah, you're in trouble. You're in what we call
adult baby
territory. Yeah, I don't know. Also, if you're going to make up a conspiracy theory, like, at least make it a fun one. Like, why don't they want you to hit your vape on the plane? It's because the CIA wants you to buy more treats on the plane. At least, come up with something fun. This one's just stupid, I think. They're talking about Boeing planes. I'll just read this. Boeing lobbied for weakened safety regulations. The company showered its executives with hundreds of millions of dollars, and spent billions buying back stocks to juice shareholder profits. And GOP presidential candidate Nikki Haley helped kill an initiative that would have forced Boeing to more fully disclose its political spending. Oh, wow. Yeah, so instead of all that, which is all out in the open, Boeing is intentionally trying to make their planes bad and make their planes fall apart on purpose so that people say, hey, flying sucks, these planes suck, so that then people want to fly in Chinese planes?
Generally speaking.
I mean, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but how would this work? You're on a Spirit Airlines flight, the wing falls off, and you're like, you know what? I'm never flying Spirit Airlines again until they start buying some of those Chinese planes, I guess. I want to fly in a Chinese plane because,
generally speaking,
Chinese planes look Chinese.
Generally speaking.
Stop. Okay, so then they watch a whistleblower video where the guy's talking about, inspection of these planes. Here's Joe.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, so there are inspectors, sort of.
Well, that sounds like a money thing, right? They're saying that quality is overhead. They're looking at profits.
Yeah. But why'd you have this guy on, Joe? If every other thing is like, it seems like you don't really get what anybody's saying. Why is this guy on your show, Joe? Because he seems like a bit of a
adult baby.
Well, religion teaches people to at least contemplate this crap.
Yeah.
Why don't you stop for 5 minutes of your week and think maybe there's some ways to be a good person?
Right. And if you don't have a structure for that, then it's dependent entirely upon the ideology that you subscribe to.
Exactly.
Right? If it's
Joe.
an out of control
Hey, Joe.
ideology.
I say that all the time, Joe. I take my alpha brain and the ideas hit me like boom, and then I say that. Will you listen to me, Joe?
Ideology that may very well be controlled by foreign powers that are using it to disrupt this country.
And then,
exactly.
You've got
it's a crazy thing to think, but that might really be what's going on.
That's fine, Joe.
I think it is. I mean, I'll put the hat back on or whatever, but I tell people it's here's how communism is. This is how freaking seductive it is.
Exactly.
So in again Matthew chapter 10,
another good one.
Jesus is talking and he says that I send you out and you have to be wise as serpents and gentle as doves. It's very famous. Matthew 10:16 is a very famous verse. So you have to be wise and wary like a snake, right? Testing the tongue, testing the air, knowing where you're going. If I'm going to send you out into the world, you've got to be wise and judicious and discerning, but you also have to be gentle. Right, and so what do the communists do? This is how subtle they are, Joe. They come along and say, "Did you hear that?" Jesus said, "Be gentle."
Okay.
And they leave out the other part, and you're like, "Yeah, he did."
Okay, look, I get it that most people are listening to Joe with 5%, 8% of their awareness. Most people listening to old Joe, or maybe most podcasts. They're like, I gotta go to Target. I'll play Joe on my little ear pods, so his voice will distract me from the fact that I gotta go to stupid Target. But still, it's like, what the hell are these dinguses talking about? What the hell are these guys talking about? There's a group of communists who are misinterpreting the Bible. There's a group of communists that are just selectively taking things out of the Bible. Where did this happen? Who's doing this? Was this in a dream you had? Let's see what the hell Joe Rogan's subreddit is saying about this. Jesus Christ.
Praise God.
You are broken if you can listen to this shit over and over. Rogan has some fucked up culture warrior brain rot. Hey!
You don't talk about Joe like that, goddamn you. Boom.
Joe Rogan promoting another culture war lying scumbag. Hey, come on, man.
Oh!
5 seconds in, Joe's frightened of Chinese men.
Generally speaking, generally speaking,
with military haircuts. Why do I keep listening to this bullshit? Hey, you get one of these. They sound like my mom crying over devil music because she saw my Metallica Kill 'Em All album cover. Satanic Panic all over again. One of the biggest grifters on the internet.
Oh!
Why is this guy even still relevant? Hey. Okay, here's finally a positive comment. I'm about an hour in and I'm enjoying it because it's heavy on the conspiracy theories. But yeah, this guy does seem to have a few screws loose. Oh, hey! Hey!
Oh!
Okay, on this beautiful Friday,
Praise God.
let's get some final words here from old Joe.
I don't like being 5'6". I wish I was 6'6". I don't like being a woman. I want to be a man. I don't want to be Asian. I want to be, whatever. I want to be a black person.
Okay, well, you'll get there, Joe.
Okay, well, you'll get there, Joe.
Joe doesn't want to be a
Adult baby.
anymore. Well, guys, it is Friday, and that's in the Bible. Praise God, Lana Del Rey. Hope you have the time to get out there this weekend and make it a little
Weird.
call somebody a
Pendejo.
use some public
Toilets.
and go like this. Love you guys so much. Talk to you later. Bye.
How about just walk out here and think I'm gonna take about a week off? Guys!
You're not getting the whole show, okay? Please, for Christ's sake, become a member on Patreon, okay? For as little as 2 bones. When you join on Patreon for as little as 2 stupid little bones, you get the Tuesday, Thursday shows every week. The Quaments program, where you can ask questions or tell stories or do whatever, and it's a whole show. Behind the scenes crap.
All for 2 putrid little bones, that's it. I'm in hell.
And if you really want to support the wretched show, people call it because they're satanic, they're sick, you could become a producer for only 25 bones. These beautiful people here are, God! Without these producers, it's over, man. It's done.
Do you think we can do the show without the producers?
Okay? Because if you do think that, you got another thing coming, my man.
You got a totally different thing coming.
Without the producers, it is as good as over.
Hello?
Is anyone listening to me? Please answer. I'll wait. Please answer.
Our hearts and our toilets.
Are forever endowed unto the producers from which all light comes. Praise God.
Praise God.
It really is amazing to have such beautiful producers, and if you want to do it, oh my God, I don't even know what to say. I love the producers so much that I wrote a little song about them. Here we go.
Hit it. Without the producers, we're going straight to hell. It will be their national team for all eternity. Yeah. And then we'll go down to the lower level of hell where you can't get out. Not even for good behavior / deeds. Go down there. Deeds. Ah!